Hey Gemini, welcome to this timeless message. I'm getting the sense that you are feeling a bit hesitant, perhaps about something that you've done, something that you're doing. There is this, it's just a hesitancy coming through. And it seems like you made some actions based off of your inner knowing, what you felt was right inside, right? You have the sword and gnosis here. The sword is upside down, which to me, you can even see the sword is like, it is facing down as if it's already been swung, right? You already did something, you already made a decision. And it seems like it was based on a lot on intuitive inner knowing, which is, I think, a good thing. But I don't know, it's very mysterious. I'm not really getting a lot from tapping into your energy. Everything that came through, I was just like, I don't see how any of this connects. So I'm excited to dive into this. Hopefully the tarot can help shed some light on how all of these things are connected and what the actual message is here for you today. But the only thing I even feel hesitant like giving this message. It's like I don't really know where I'm going with this. Usually I have like a pretty good idea of what the message is about before I start, but on this one, not a clue. So yeah, let's go on a journey. My name is Shane. This is the Cup Night channel. Welcome. This is a timeless message. Whenever it found you was when it was meant to find you. This is for anyone who feels connected to Gemini energy. You do not have to have a placement in Gemini, as far as I'm concerned, for this to be relevant. If the message isn't working, that's okay. Leave it behind. All right. Let's get started. I'm just going to dive straight into the tarot. So this is my tarot application that I built. I do have plans, which we had for my spacer card, I used this to kind of space all the words out, right? We had the Two of Wands, and it felt very relevant in some way. And, now that I was talking about hesitancy, planning is kind of this hesitancy, right? Like, he does have his foot, I think, it's kind of hidden, right? This cloak is hiding his other foot, but I think it's perched on this stone wall. So it's almost like he's getting ready to just like jump out into the world, right? And he's got the world in his hand. He's planning, he's looking at it, maybe looking at things he's done already, right? And trying to figure out what to do next. But it's this in between state for sure. Yeah. So this is your overall energy, Gemini. I am going to draw another one to go a little bit deeper for your overall. So let's see what else comes out. Oh, Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. It's very confusing. It's like there's this hesitancy, but also this like self-confidence, this like assuredness. Like, I don't know. It's almost as if you have done actions or you have taken a big step and you have a lot of faith in it, right? This Nine of Pentacles, right? You're very like self-assured, but also at the same time you're looking back at what was already done and you're kind of like, is this right? It's very strange. And that makes a lot of sense for Gemini energy because Gemini is the twins, right? It's both. It's life and death. It's the in between. It's being able to occupy both of these states at the same time and both of them being true at the same time. So, yeah, actually this is starting to make a lot of sense. I love tarot. Okay, let's keep going. I've got 12 words here, each connected to the astrological houses, the 12 houses. So we're going to draw a card for each, go a little deeper. In the first house, the word is cherries, which is interesting because this is a house of fire. So, the color red, and cherries are red. So there's a theme going on here. Cherries are fruit. I absolutely love cherries. I'm thinking of cherry pie now. Cherry pie is delicious. Oh, I'm actually trying to participate in a sort of like combination of Lent and Ramadan that I prescribed for myself, just fasting in general for 40 days, and yeah, cherry pie is not on the menu for that fast, unfortunately. But yeah, so cherries, I don't really know what to make of this, other than to tell you that I like cherries personally, and the first house is all about you, the self, right? So maybe you really like cherries, and maybe that's all this is. But let's get a card and see. The Empress, yeah. Yeah. The Empress is Taurus energy, right? She's very comfortable. She has a lot of resources. She's very like happy. Oh, I just remembered before a card with nudity comes on, I gotta turn the sensors on. There we go. Okay. But yeah, she's very like content. She has everything she needs in order to create and to be authentically herself, right? So yeah, I feel like this is just confirming. Maybe you like cherries. I think it's just that simple. And maybe that's the point of something here. Something you did in the past. Did you like it? Did you like what you did? If you did, then, maybe it's that simple. Maybe that's why you do feel good about it, but you're just like it's like you're like mentally challenging yourself on what you have done and like how to go forward. You're not sure if you can continue going forward this way because you're not sure if what you did in the past was right. But I think it was, especially if you liked it, right? If it was something good to you. All right, let's go to the second house here. This is all about values. This is Taurus energy, and we have horse. So yeah, as I'm recording this, we are now in the year of the fire horse. Um, and horses are about movement, right? They're very fast creatures. Humans have relied on them for a long time to do all kinds of things, but mostly to get around, right? So let's see. Two of Cups. Yeah, okay, another two. We have the Two of Wands and the Two of Cups. And it's about value. Value and movement. This Two of Cups is like emotionally and spiritually aligning with something. Two halves of the same thing, right? Very Gemini kind of card. As far as I'm concerned, any of the twos are carry a Gemini vibe with them, but yeah. Oh, it's so mysterious. There's some I don't know. There's something here about movement and value. Moving value? Moving value. And connection. Let me get another one for this. Four of Cups. Interesting. Okay. So this is so weird because this is Four of Cups is like disconnection, right? Look, he's not accepting this cup. In this one, he's reaching out to make a connection with another cup, with another person. Once again, connection, disconnection, duality, Gemini. Wow. I mean, this implies a decision. The twos always imply a decision. I don't want to say always, but they often imply a decision. And it seems like you have a choice here. And it's about moving forward with things that you value, whether that be, physical, financial, ethical, moral, whatever it is. I mean, it could be all of those things. But this does seem to be a very spiritual matter here because it's coming through as the cups, weighing heavy on you emotionally. All right, let's go to the third house. This is the Gemini house. This is all about curiosity and learning and close connections. We have pear, another fruit. Okay, so we have cherries and pear. And pear is making me think of the Two of Cups here because they're a pair, right? They're coming together, combining. Pear. Let's see. Knight of Cups, more cups. Pears are like, hourglass shaped, kind of, right? His cup is kind of hourglass shaped now that I'm thinking of it, or looking at it, right? There's something here about connection, disconnection, spiritual connection, a pair. Two things coming together or staying apart. Series. Attraction. The Empress is magnetic, right? She attracts things to her. And this is in your first house, so you're very magnetic. Somebody might be coming towards you to offer something as some kind of a connection with you, and you may be unsure of it. And it's putting you in this state of like, you've been so good solo, right? This could be about work, could be about romance, some kind of partnership here. And it seems like you have this choice, right? To continue to be solo, right? Four of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, or to partner up. Yeah, somebody, Nine of Cups, somebody's coming towards you with an offer. They want to pair. They want to pair up. They're offering you something juicy, pear and cherries. Could be a really good offer, but you're not sure about it. All right, let's go to the fourth house here, Pan. When I hear Pan, I always think of the god Pan, the goat, the melody maker, right? The green man. In the fourth house, this is Cancer. This is foundations, ancestry. Let's see. The sun. And Pan can mean like, you know, a broad scope. It's like all inclusive, right? I'm thinking like pansexual, like, you know, those are people who are not like limited in their sexuality. They consider many things to be sexual, right? So the sun in the fourth house, and I mean, the sun is all inclusive, right? The sun shines over everyone on earth. There's freedom here, there's clarity. I'm gonna get another one for this. It's mysterious. Yeah, it's very mysterious. Another nine. Nine of Wands. Another solo card. Kind of a card of like doing it all on your own, right? You've done so much work on your own. But you're kind of tired, exhausted. Can't help but notice the way these are positioned. He's staring at the sun. And the sun is, like I was saying, all-inclusive. Pan, all-inclusive. Fourth house. This is giving me tired of being alone vibes. Like you do want to be all-inclusive. You do want to open up and share, right? And express. But yet you hesitate. You hesitate. Four of Cups. Two of Wands. You're just mulling it over and over and over. Why? All right, let's go to the fifth house. Moon. Yeah, mystery and drama, right? Fifth house can be about drama. It's also about creativity, passion, right? But yeah, there's something mysterious going on here. Let's see. Yeah, mystery, illusions. But there's something drawing you in, something magnetic. But you have a lot of options. Get another one. A star. Okay. Star, Seven of Cups. With the moon, feminine energy, healing, and mysterious. Murky, unclear. But also bright. The star, yeah. This is the star here, I think is this magnetic figure here in the center of everything. You might have more than one offer coming towards you. Multiple offers. That could be why you're hesitant. People are wanting to partner with you. They're wanting to pair up because you have the cherries. You're magnetic. You've got the fruit. And I see that. But you're confused, Moon. Could have to do with your creativity because, I mean, fifth house and the star, this is like double heaping of creative energy, right? The way that you produce things, make things. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. All right, let's go to the sixth house birth. Sixth house is about health, service to others. It's Virgo. So let's see here. Five of Wands. Ooh, conflict in birth. Yeah, this is giving me like birth pains, right? Something new is coming in. A lot of potentially a lot of new things coming in for you, and it's like you can't take them all. So you're conflicted about which one to birth, right? It's almost like, I mean, we started with the Empress, right? And she's often seen as being pregnant. And it's almost like it's time, right? Like the fruit is ready, it's ripe, it's time, but you have to make a decision about where you're going to have the baby. And there's all kinds of implications with that because there's different people in different places. You can do it in a hospital, you can do like a natural birth. Some people I've heard of doing it in like water, right? There's all kinds of choices to be made about this birth. So there's conflict, people fighting over you, maybe like where are you going to go, where are you going to take your child, right? Get another one for this. Hanged Man. Oh, that's so funny. So I like to see the Hanged Man as a card of rebirth, right? It's new perspective, taking a new view on things. But if you look at it, it kind of looks like he's hanging on like a uterus, right? The T shape of the tree here, and there's the umbilical cord tied to his foot, and he's, head first. Often babies are positioned that way so that their head comes out first. Not always, of course, but in general. Hmm. A new perspective, a rebirth, and a birth. Like something new, and then something also being recreated, giving a new perspective, enlightenment, some form of enlightenment here. All right, let's keep going. This is still so mysterious. Seven, teaching. Seventh house. This is about relationships, partnerships, teaching. These offers you're getting could be offers of teaching, of you being in some kind of like teaching position. Let's see, the lovers, yeah, contracts, partnerships, Gemini energy here. So this is like heavily emphasized for this reading. Teaching. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we're always teaching each other things. All relationships at all times, or whether we realize it or not. Get another one. Knight of Wands. Yeah, passionate connection coming towards you. Potentially multiple passionate connections coming towards you. Yeah, you're gonna have a choice. I mean, that's what the Lovers is about. That's what Gemini energy is all about. This is very archetypal reading. I don't know why I get these very archetypal readings. It just seems to be the energy at play right now. The world is, maybe that's what happens when the world is in a state of flux. Everything goes very archetypal. Or maybe it's always that way. I don't know. All right, let's look at the the eighth house, whip. The eighth house is about like sex, death, secrets, right? And whip, that's kind of kinky. You know, I'm not judging, but yeah, there's a little bit of a kinky energy here. It really is coming through as like people want you. Like you are magnetic at this time. People want to join up with you. They're coming towards you, horse. They're bringing you valuable things, offers. You're not sure about them. Huh. All right, let's get one. Again, oh my god. Yeah. Whip and the Lovers. I mean, yeah, that's highly sexual vibes there. Um, okay. The eighth house is also about shared resources, so this is like partnering up, and the result of part of this contract, of this commitment, is like access to more, right? But it's not just yours, right? It's like you're gonna have to share it. Whip. A whip. I'm also hearing like whiplash, and that's like something, you know, when something like happens really fast, and it can even be like an injury. Whipping something around, whipping it into shape. Yeah, let's get another one. The Chariot. Okay, yeah, there's success here. Victory. Success and victory in this like secretive, slightly, not even slightly, but like sexual connotations here. I don't know. Two cards of movement. There's a horse, right? So we've got emphasis on the second house here, horse, and then sphinxes, mystery, paradox, heart-led movement, right, with the Chariot. Connection, choices, contracts. All right, let's go to the ninth house. A suggestion. Ninth house is about broadening your horizons, connecting with foreign concepts, higher learning, a lot to do with teaching, right? Let's see. The Emperor, yeah. You may need to seek counsel in regards to all of this. All of this seems like multiple offers, people fighting over you, fighting over something you're birthing, something you're creating. You're in very attractive energy right now, Nine of Pentacles, and then Empress in your first house. And then yeah, we have the Emperor and the Empress on the board now, both in fire signs. First house is Aries, ninth house is Sagittarius. A suggestion about your expansion. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is all about expansion and growth, and luck and abundance, blessings. Yeah, I think a lot of things are going to be happening for you, Gemini, and you're going to need advice. You're going to ask for suggestions from people who are already in positions of authority and power, who have potentially been through things like this, like wise leaders, right? You're going to be seeking counsel of a wise leader. And that seems to be the suggestion here, is that the suggestion is to go get suggestions And it may be somebody that you're not even familiar with, right? Ninth house. Like I said, unfamiliarity. So somebody that you don't already know, perhaps. Like you're going to have to go outside of the people that you know because no one you know has been through anything like this before. Okay, let's keep going. 10th house. This is public image, career, work. We have string. Strings are used for tying things together, making connections, threads, right? Also, it's making me think of guitars, stringed instruments. And what do those do? You pluck them and they vibrate and they create sound, which is another way of communicating, connecting. So let's see. Ooh, 9 of Swords in the 10th house with string. This is making me think of strings, like the strings of a stringed instrument. It's a lot of them, 9. That's a lot. Like a 9 string guitar, that'd be a really big neck. Yeah, like, but yeah, there's something here about also like your thoughts stringing you along in regards to your career. Yeah, this is like mental overwhelm, right? Like I said, there's a hesitancy here related to all of this. And I feel like it's if this isn't already happening for you, when it does, then you may feel very overwhelmed. Get another one. Nine of Swords to 10 of Cups. Wow. But it's going to be okay. It's going to work out. Like, no matter what you choose, it's going to be fine. It's just you have to choose something. That's probably where this figure comes in. They may give you a suggestion in order to cut through all the mental noise to get to the 10 of Cups, right? Because it seems like if you have a lot of people competing for you, right, for whatever it is you're creating, then that's a good thing. It means you're going to have good offers. So don't let it get you caught up. It may, I mean, it's normal to feel anxiety and worry, right? Especially when there's a lot going on. So I'm not saying this is utterly bad. It's not. It's just something you're going to have to work through. And when you do, look at what's after it, the 10 of Cups, the 9 to the 10. And this is connection, community, family, happiness, love, the ideal, right? String. Yeah, don't string yourself up in regards to all this. Try not to. It's okay if you do a little bit. Like that's inevitable, I feel like, but don't don't get like stuck in it. I'm seeing a ball of yarn and the string just like a cat like throwing it everywhere and it's a big net. There's like multiple balls of yarn. They're all tied together and yeah, don't do that. Okay, 11th house. This is the future, Aquarius energy. Larger communities, sweater, yeah, comfortability, right? Sweaters make you comfortable, they keep you warm. I'm wearing a sweater right now because it's pretty cold in the house I'm in. I'm wearing a jacket and a sweater. Uh, yeah, comfort. That's what's coming through. Comfort and community and connection in the future. Justice. Wow. Yeah, balancing out the larger aspects of life, right? That's the 11th house, the larger aspects of life. Global thinking, right? The world, right? Yeah, the Two of Wands. You're looking at the world. Global thinking. So this connection, whatever it is you decide to go with, it's gonna balance you out in some way in regards to how you relate to, humanity outside of yourself. Humanity at large. The future, justice, balance, harmony. Let's see. Again, double justice. Are you kidding me? That is crazy. 11. It's so funny. In the Rider-Waite-Smith, the justice card is the 11th card. Yeah, 11, 11, 11. Wow, that came through for another sign. What reading was that? I think it was Ophiuchus. I think it might have been Leo. I'm not sure. One of those. But yeah, 11, 11, 11 again. And it's in the same spot as in the other reading when it popped up. this is like incredibly fortunate energy, and it seems like it's something that is like meant for you. Like it is justice, right? It's karma, maybe even dharma. I don't know. Life balancing out for you, getting a little bit more comfortable. Maybe it's been extremely uncomfortable for quite some time, especially relating to your career or your public image, right? Okay, let's get this last house here, 12. The 12th house, Pisces energy burst. Yeah, something bursting from the depth. And the 12th house to me is the house of like archetypal energy. It is the collective unconscious, right? It is all of the things that exist in this reality that plays out through our human lives. And something very archetypal, something ancient, primal is bursting from the depths. The Wheel of Fortune. Double justice in the 11th house, and then the Wheel of Fortune in the 12th. That is crazy. And you know, it's archetypal again because guess what? The 12th house, Pisces was traditionally ruled by Jupiter, and guess what? Jupiter is the ruler of the Wheel of Fortune in tarot. It's the planet associated with the Wheel of Fortune. Major like blessings here, but they're gonna feel overwhelming because there's just so many of them. You've been on your own at something for quite some time, right? But you've hung in there, you persevered, but now I mean, you have the Sun, the Star, the Wheel of Fortune, double Justice, the Ten of Cups, the Chariot, double Lovers, which is Gemini, right? The Empress, the Emperor. I mean, holy crap. The Hanged Man, even. Something's been waiting to be born for quite some time. And it's been hard. It hasn't been easy. But it's burst, yeah, burst right underneath birth, birth, burst. Yeah, this is gonna happen fast. Burst is like, a burst of something, a burst of energy. Something's bursting here. Wheel of Fortune. Wow. This is very highly fortunate energy, Gemini. Okay. I'm loving this reading. I see why it was so mysterious now. It's very heavy. It's big. These are big, big, big things happening here. And it's all about connection and offers and attraction, fortune. Oh, okay. Let's these are my meditation impressions down here. And yeah, these were very mysterious as well. I had to look up a lot of them just to even get an idea of like what I could potentially start with. But yeah, let's start here. Shepherd's cane. So shepherd's cane is something that shepherds use to guide the flock, right? They are teachers, they're guides. And yeah, we had teacher come through in the seventh house here, teaching. So there's something. I'm assuming you are in this role as kind of a shepherd, a way shower, and the cane is your instrument, right? It's your instrument for leading the way, for taking those lost sheep and pulling them back, onto track, right? You're kind of, it's almost like you're going to be in this position where you can kind of like, you are guiding people, yeah. You're going to be guiding people in some way. Let's see. King of Cups, yeah. Very emotionally balanced, fair, right? The King of Cups is stable and fair. He's been through a lot, right? He's able to maintain this stoic energy in the midst of all of these waves of all this stuff going on around him, and he's just unfazed because he knows where true stability comes from. There's a cane. I mean, it's more of a wand, I would say, in this picture, but yeah, look. Huh. I think this is how you're going to appear to people. Very emotionally stable and balanced and aware of everything going on around you, like super tapped in as well. And you're able to move from this place. There's a lot of movement here. And yeah, the Knight of Wands, the horse, right? I mean, how does value move? Well, guess what? The ship, it has to sail on the water, it has to sail over emotions, over the spiritual tides of life. Okay. So when I was meditating on Gemini energy, I saw an Ankh, and then it kind of morphed into the symbol for Mercury, which I never really thought about. But yeah, the Ankh, it kind of looks like the sign for Venus or Mercury too. So yeah, Ankh is about eternal life, eternity essentially, right? That life is eternal, that it goes on. And Mercury is the ruling sign, the ruling planet of Gemini, which is all about communication and signs, symbols, connection. Let's see. Again, wow. Yeah, I think, it's interesting this came out again, Nine of Swords again. And on this blanket, on the Nine of Swords, there stitched into the blanket is all of the signs of the zodiac and the symbols of the planets as well. So it's almost like the weight of the world of eternity, right? Of connection and communication, just like the depth of everything. I feel that is going to become like weighing down on you, right? It's like these swords are all stacked on top of this person's head, and they're kind of like burying their head in their hands, like they can't handle it, they can't process it because it's just too much. That's what I'm saying. It's like something's going to be a lot here. There's going to be a lot coming in, but it's all good. It's just, and maybe that's why it feels so overwhelming, because it's almost like you're asking yourself, like, how can things be this good? Maybe you've never experienced anything like this before in your life, but you're going to be fine. I mean, I feel emotionally you're going to be fine. This isn't you being like depressed, or it's just you being like so much communication coming in towards you, and the weight of the world, of everything, the eternity, right, on your lap, and it's just right there. It's all there for you, and you're seeing how it all connects. Mercury connections, bridges, right? You're seeing the eternity of it all and how it all goes together, and it's just, that's why it's overwhelming. This is a good kind of overwhelming. I mean, typically you see the Nine of Swords and it's like, oh, the reading takes a bad turn, right? But I'm not really feeling that this time. It's more of just like so much to process all at once. But yet, here you are, King of Cups, guide. That's why you're having all of this come in, because you're ready for it. You're going to need guidance yourself because of how overwhelming it is. But it's all good. It's all very fortunate. Oh, yeah, lots of decisions to make because of how abundant your life has become. Okay, let's keep going. I'm loving this message. Cross communication. Yeah, so this came through to me as like, I mean, it's kind of the same thing here. It kind of making me think of this Nine of Swords again, cross communication. There's just so much going on. There's so much communication. Like, it's just like flying through that. I'm seeing the Eight of Wands in my mind right now. And yeah, that's kind of what it's coming through as. But it's also, I think it's a recognition of your ability to connect concepts and ideas and signs and symbols and things and see how they interrelate and the meaning of it all. It's like you have mastered some form of cross communication here. Let's see. The Eight of Cups. Interesting. There's an eclipse depicted here. We just had a solar eclipse yesterday at the time I'm recording this on February 17th, which was also the first day of the year of the fire horse. Yeah, this is big changes in the way that you are able to communicate and cross borders and make connections. There's a lunar eclipse coming up in March. I believe it's on March 3rd. I could be wrong about that, but no, wait, yeah, that's not right. It's later in March because it's going to be when the moon is on the other side of the earth from where it is now. When the next full moon, essentially, when I'm recording this, which if you're watching this way in the future, just look back at this time period. This reading could be about something that was going on for you during that time, or it could have themes that are playing out for you now on a different scale at this time in your life. Let me get another one for this. The sun again. Wow. Yeah, Eight of Cups to the sun. You're going to have to leave a lot behind as a result of the decisions that you're going to have to make. And that's another aspect of this weight here, this mental weight. Is because there's a lot of really good things coming in for you, but it requires sacrifice also. It requires you to walk away, to level up, right? But it's good. Look at what it leads to. The sun. Again, where was the sun the first time? And yeah. And like big things, like all inclusive, right? Broadening your horizons. You've been holding the foundations, right? Fourth house for so long by yourself. But now it's time for it to open up. Time for the sun to shine on your foundations. On all the work you've done on yourself. On where you've come from, where you've been. Yeah. All right. In depth, yeah. I mean, this feels very deep. Let's see. Seven of Wands. I mean, to me, this is just all these wands are the offers coming in for you from various sources, right? From various different people, places. And you're gonna have to kind of fight it off. It's gonna be like you might feel like you're drowning a little bit, right? Like I said, that's kind of what this Nine of Swords is to me in this reading. You're definitely gonna have to set strict boundaries. Let's see here. Four of Pentacles, yeah. Holding back. Safeguarding, right? In depth. I think you're, as a result of all of this, whatever you do, finally decide, there's going to be a need for you to really protect yourself and the things in your life, right? Seven of Wands, Four of Pentacles, that is like, energetic and physical material protection, financial protection, right? I have a feeling all of this is going to play out in like every level of your life, spiritual, mentally, physically, financially, materially. And it's going to require you to get really in depth with the way that you protect your life, like all aspects of your life. It's going to require you to behave differently in regards to maybe you're not used to having a lot in life and it feels like you're about to have a lot. And that means you have a lot to lose. And when you have a lot to lose, it means you have a lot to protect. So protection is going to be very vital for you. You're going to need to go really deep into securing various aspects of your life. Had the prefrontal cortex come through. And it's funny because the prefrontal cortex is what we use it's the part of our brain we use to make decisions. And that's why I kept the Two of Wands, because I'm like, oh wait, prefrontal cortex, Two of Wands, that's like a really good combo. It must be relevant. And sure enough, yeah. So I did look this up, and just the AI overview, it says prefrontal cortex is the front part of the brain's frontal lobe responsible for complex cognitive functions such as decision making, planning, and regulating emotions. Yeah, King of Cups. All of this stuff is showing up in the reading. It plays a crucial role in personality development and self-control, and it continues to mature into a person's mid-20s. Yeah. So it's a very important part of the brain. It is as far as like human evolution goes, it's like a newer, right? It's the outer side of the brain, so it's like executive functioning, whereas the most primal aspects of the brain are those that are in the center, like the amygdala, which is all about like fear, right? Fear responses, processing those like instinctual responses, right? So there's definitely something here that requires a lot of mental processing, mental and emotional processing. That's why this is coming through. Let's see. Page of Cups. Yeah, something new, new possibilities. And you feel this, right? Cups, feelings. You're going to feel this. Not only are you going to be processing it mentally, but I mean, you're going to be looking these things in the eye and you're like, can I trust you? Is this the one for me? Right? Do I keep this fish or that fish? Which fish? Which fish do I take? Yeah, bursting. Like this fish is bursting from the cup here. Popping out. Something very lucky, right? Fortunate. Let me get another one for this. Six of Cups. Ooh, okay. Okay, interesting. So yeah, um, there's something ancestral here. Connection to the past, something nostalgic here. This is gonna be very like I said, it's gonna be like full circle. You're going to feel the weight of how connected everything is, and it's going to feel intense, and it's gonna take you back when you were a child. That's how like meaningful this whole thing is. It goes all the way back to where you came from. Your prefrontal cortex is going to be overloaded. Yeah, double nine of swords in this reading, right? You're going to have a lot to be thankful for and a lot to protect. All right. We had halal come through, which I am have been exposed to this idea through like media, but I had to look it up. I knew it had something to do with Muslim like faith and ideology, but I wasn't exactly sure what it meant. So before we go to the Wikipedia page for this, I just want to draw a card first. Okay, yeah, halal. So it means like permitted. Halal means permitted essentially. And there's this prayerful, restful attitude here. Setting the swords down. Something is permitted here. And I think maybe part of this struggle, this hesitancy is that you don't think that you deserve this, or you don't think that it's true, or that it's allowed, that you're allowed to have this. And it's like when you put the thoughts down, when you put the swords down, you realize that it's permitted. Let's see here. I'm just going to read the first part. Halal is an Arabic word that translates to permissible in English. Although the term halal is often associated with Islamic dietary laws, particularly meat that is slaughtered according to Islamic guidelines, it also governs ethical practices in business, finance, such as the prohibition of usury and daily living. It encompasses broader ethical considerations, including fairness, social justice, and the treatment of animals. The concept of halal is central to Islamic practices and is derived from the Quran and the Sunnah, the teachings and the practices of the Prophet Muhammad. Yeah. So, yeah, I think maybe that is another aspect of this, of all this, is something's going to happen here and you're not sure if it's okay. But when you put the mind at ease and you go within, right, and you ask the universe, spirit, God, whatever it is for you, for help, for guidance, you realize that it's permissible, that it's okay. It's not, you're not doing anything wrong. All right, and then finally, triple bypass came through. Feel very specific. Perhaps you know someone having a triple bypass, or this could be something about like it's like a rerouting that's happening for you, because a triple bypass is a pretty intense surgery where they basically reroute your blood that flows to your heart because there are blockages. I actually looked this one up too, just so I could give you a concise overview. Triple bypass surgery, also known as coronary artery bypass grafting, is a procedure that reroutes blood around the blocked areas in the coronary arteries to improve blood flow to the heart. It is typically performed when there are significant blockages that cannot be treated with less invasive methods. Yeah, there are significant blockages that cannot be treated with less invasive methods. I wanted to say messages, which once again, yeah, it's like the Nine of Swords, invasive messages. I feel like you're going to be drowning in communication from a lot of different sources, people. So yeah, I feel this could be like literal for some of you. Maybe this is going on around you, right? But also, I mean, it's just that last part. There are significant blockages that cannot be treated with less invasive methods. That's why this is going to be like a burst that happens subtly, and subtly, suddenly and subtly. Yeah, whip in the eighth house. It's the eighth house is about like secrets, things that are hidden, right? Like the 12th house. It's pretty similar to the 12th house. But it's like a whip. It's just like psh, very fast, very like sudden, a crack. Okay, let's draw a card for this. Ten of Wands, triple bypass. Yeah, this is like something has become so blocked, right? Ten of Wands. Yeah, look, he can't see in front of him. He's carrying too much. He's blocked. It's become so burdensome that it's requiring something drastic to change the circumstance for you. You have been so blocked. You may have even felt this way. You've been so blocked in everything you tried to do. You maybe even felt like nothing was moving at all. Like you weren't making progress, even though you were putting a lot of time and energy and effort into all the things you were doing. And it's just because energetically there were so many blockages that, well, the universe is now like, okay, it's time for a triple bypass. We're going to reroute the flow of energy, the flow of life, right? Blood, in order to allow you to actually live and not just work yourself to death, right? I mean, the nine and the 10 of wands, right? That's heavy energy. That's a lot of burdens. So let's see here. Another one, four of cups. That might, yeah, once again, four of cups coming out again. Where was it the first time? Second house, yeah, movement of value. Movement, yeah, triple bypass movement. It allows the blood to move. It's not blocked anymore. It allows the horse to run. It allows for connection, for things to flow. But it requires something, sacrifice. It requires sacrifice, right? Eight of Cups. Cross communication. It's a new pathway. It's a new pathway for communication for the flow of energy. But it's dangerous, right? Triple bypass, it's a very serious surgery and it could have a lot of complications. Something's very complicated and that's why you're hesitant to accept it. It comes with strings, or with a string at least, right? 10th house string. It's going to change the way you're perceived publicly, but it's also going to be fantastic for you. But it's complicated. All right. Ooh, okay, I've got two words here, two mishmash words. I hear these sometimes when I'm meditating, and they're not words that exist, but I create definitions for them using AI to help me based on the etymology of the, like the prefix, the suffix, yeah, things like that. Anyway, I like these words. Both words were pretty cool, but now I feel like they're gonna mean something completely different to me after all that. So let's see. First one is Galintal. It's an adjective that says of or pertaining to the subtle link between motion and meaning, flowing yet structured, like waves that speak. Yeah. I don't even think I need to say anything else about that. Two, describing a natural phenomenon or emotion that conveys information through resonance rather than language. Yeah. Yeah. Something you're going, like I said, the connections between everything, the eternity of everything. It's going to be so overwhelming. Like waves, right? Look, these swords are kind of stacked up like waves. They're coming in one at a time. The person's already processed three of them, right? Currently processing the third, but there's more. There's waves of this communication, of this energy flowing in. And three, poetic, bearing the bright moisture of renewal, alive, luminous, and cyclical. Yeah, renewal, right? Like a triple bypass. It's a renewal of the functioning of the heart. It allows the heart to process again, keep pumping, to, to take in the blood, right? All right, let's see. I'm gonna draw a card here. Five of Pentacles, yeah. Yeah, something you've been like out in the cold, you've been like less, excuse me, sorry, less than. That's what I was trying to say. Less than. Maybe you felt less than, like physically, even on every level, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, because it seemed like nothing was happening for you, like no help was there, even though it was right behind you the whole time, but you just couldn't see it. You were too caught up in the environment, right? The way things appear. Let me get another one for this. Magician. But you called this in. Yeah, you called these changes in. You created it for yourself. I get one more for this. Queen of Swords. The helping hand. Look, she's got her hand stretched out. She's listening. She's not attacking. She's got her sword pointed straight up. Her head's above the clouds, above the confusion, above the illusion. And this is what you brought in. You wanted to go from this to a helping hand, someone willing to help you out, to listen, to understand. All right, let me go to the last word here. Iffudent. Displaying cautious confidence only under uncertain conditions. Geez, I can't even speak. Displaying cautious confidence only under uncertain conditions. Hesitantly assertive. Yeah. Marked by lucky mistakes or charming awkwardness. Lucky mistakes. Like I said, you might have felt like what you did was a mistake, or what you've been doing is a mistake. But it's not. It's luck. And it's charming and maybe even a bit awkward, but that's okay because that's what makes it charming, right? Existing as a possibility rather than a certainty, conditionally real. Conditionally real. That implies a choice has to be made, and that's what this whole reading has been about. There are possibilities, and they're all just conditionally real. They're not real until you actually decide something. Draw a card. The world, yeah, completion. Possibilities, a new cycle. Get another one. Hanged Man, yeah, this is that contemplation. And why not? We'll do three. King of Swords. Wow, we ended the last batch with the Queen of Swords. And look, she's gesturing over here. to the world, the Hanged Man, the King of Swords. Well, the King of Swords is a decider, right? He makes a decision. He's action, right? So yeah, there's going to be a lot coming towards you, right? The weight of the world, as I've been saying, here it is. You're going to have to pause and really reflect and think about what it is that you actually want, but then you're going to do it. You're going to make a decision. This is very Gemini energy here, King of Swords. Iffudent. I mean, this word, I think, sums up the entire reading here. Displaying cautious confidence only under uncertain conditions. Hesitantly assertive. Like I've been saying, there's something that you're hesitant about, but you're also like confident. But there's a hesitation because it's complicated. It's complicated. It's a triple bypass. It's complicated, but it's good ultimately. Oh man. Okay, Gemini. That is your reading here. I'm going to close out this reading with some advice, and I feel the mushroom oracles are what we need today. Okay, let's see here. So, this is the Mushroom Oracle by Nicola McIntosh. Love these cards. The backs of them are absolutely beautiful. Feels very healing just looking at them, honestly. They're just like so full of life. Okay. Give them a little bit of a shuffle. All right. Spirit, what oracle, what mushroom oracle for Gemini today for this message? Thank you. Oh, okay. I think we had 2 or 3 fly out. Let's see. Yeah, 3. Okay. So we have Trimala, Yin, feminine energy here. Number 10, completion. We have Moral, restore, number 12. Makes me think of the Hanged Man. It's the 12th major arcana in the tarot. Taking a pause, restoring, right? Gaining new perspective. And then we have 22, Fairy Ink Cap, subtlety. What I say earlier, subtle. Something subtle and sudden. Okay, I guess I'll read you all of them. Why not? Let's see. Alright, Tremula, Yen, also known as snow fungus, silver ear, or the beauty mushroom. P. fusiformis has a gelatinous look to it and is classed as a jelly fungus. It eats other fungi, unlike most mushrooms, which like to consume decaying wood. It is also full of vitamin D and antioxidants and is anti-inflammatory like many other mushrooms. Tremella has many benefits, including stimulating hyaluronic acid in the skin, which declines with age. It draws moisture to the skin, making it highly beneficial in skincare. It is able to hold approximately 500 times its own weight in water, which makes it of great use in restoring yin, or fluids within the body. In Chinese medicine, it is well known for helping with the lungs, which govern the skin. Good for dry coughs and calming the stomach. Tremella is well known as the beauty mushroom. The keyword here is yin. Tremella is shown to help with the yin aspect of the body. Within the yin and yang concept, yin is the opposite of yang. Yin is fluid, cold, calm, nurturing, descending, whereas yang is fire, fast, ascending, controlling. When one is out of balance, so will the other be because they need each other for balance. This card is therefore saying it is time to bring more yin into your life. Where are you out of balance? Where has the yang masculine taken control? Where can you take your hands off the steering wheel and fall into flow? Take time to nurture yourself and slow down. There are many ways you can bring yin into your life. Drink more water and less caffeine. Do yin yoga, slow stretching or meditation. Eat nourishing non-spicy foods. Take a bath or walk in water. If left unchecked, yang can take control and then it will exhaust itself. The yin will be exhausted also, leaving your whole body in deficit. There's a little bit more here. Being the beauty mushroom, Tremella may also be asking you what you are showing to the world. Are you feeling vibrant within yourself or are you feeling depleted? What do you need to fill your cup and shine from the inside? Only you will know what you need, so it is you who needs to make the changes. Become soft like this jelly-looking mushroom. There is a beauty in softness as well as a beauty in restoration. Yeah. So that's the pause. I think it's just emphasizing that you're going to need to pause in light of all of this happening for you, right? Happening for you. Okay, let's find moral number 12. Oh, it's right over here. Okay. Restore. The moral mushroom is highly prized for its unique savory flavor and known for its unusual sponge-like shape. It is usually found in abundance around the base of hardwood trees such as oak, elm, ash, and aspen. There are many different types of morels, and only some have been able to be cultivated, making the foraged ones a rarity. M. esculenta must always be eaten cooked or it may cause stomach upset. It is one of the highest sources of vitamin D of the edible mushrooms, with shiitake being the highest when dried under specific light conditions. It is completely hollow from the base to the tip and side, which distinguishes it from poisonous lookalikes. In Chinese medicine, it is highly prized for its tonic qualities and it is often made into nourishing soups. Drawing the moral could mean that it's time to restore and build yourself up from the inside. Have you become empty inside? Do you feel like something is missing from your life? Are you feeling completely drained and like you have given too much of yourself? It is time to enjoy the wonderful energy that moral brings. It's hard for people to see inside to understand if you are feeling weary, depleted, or depressed. It is a time to take matters into your own hands, look inwards, and work at restoring and building yourself up. Perceptions can sometimes be wrong. Don't underestimate what may be going on underneath someone's seemingly fine exterior. The intricacy of the exterior of the moral is the complete opposite to what is inside, so don't let your first impression fool you. Do what brings you joy. Eat and be merry. Exercise or sit under a tree in the sun. Create or take up a hobby that's always been on your list. The time is now, and only you know how to fill that void. It may also be someone you know or something that needs attention. Whatever the case may be, attend to their essential needs. These might not be obvious. Look deeper to understand what is missing and what can be gained and how you can help. Reach out if you need to, because no one can see under the surface better than yourself. It's time to find nourishment. Yeah. So to me, this one is speaking of maybe someone around you. Someone around you might seem fine on the surface, but there may be more going on than you realize, right? Maybe you've been like kind of hyper-focused on your own things, right? It does kind of seem that way. And there may be someone around you who needs a little bit of your attention. Just, take that time to bring that yin energy and to restore the relationship in some way. And then finally, we have Fairy Ink Cap, number 22. Let's see. Oops. Okay. The fairy ink cap is normally found in dense masses attached to tree stumps and roots. It starts off a pale white and turns to gray before it blackens and dies. Very delicate, C. disseminatus will collapse when touched in an absolutely stunning display if you ever come across them. Some things can come and go in the blink of an eye. One day they are there, and the next they are gone. The energy here is delicate and fairy-like. The subtle energy is here to create a magical atmosphere, a beauty that sometimes goes unseen. Are you noticing the subtle energies around you, or are you too busy to notice? Fairy Ink Cap reminds you that many small or subtle acts can create massive shifts. This card is a reminder to be subtle. Moving in on something like a steamroller might not be the right course of action. Subtlety is key here and can be extremely powerful, so give it a try. Someone may be trying to tell you something that you are not hearing because it is very subtle. Yeah, like I said, I think there's someone around you who is in distress, and maybe they're not willing to just come out and say it, but they're trying to give like subtle hints, right? So yeah, it's kind of funny because it seems like after this reading, it really doesn't seem like you need advice, right? There's a lot coming in for you. But also, the advice that you did get it seems to be about someone else, someone who needs some nurturing, some care, some time to adjust their yin, right? Their female side, feminine aspect of themselves. They need to be nurtured, and maybe you can be the one to encourage them to do this. It seems like you've done it, and it's led you very far to the point where there's something crazy awesome about to happen to you. But yeah, let me finish this. Let's see. Much wisdom can be gained by observing and feeling the subtle energy around you. Every plant, tree, or flower is giving off subtle energy. People, pets, and places may have a subtle energy that can only be felt when you quiet yourself enough to be able to sense it. Fairy Inkcap says to slow down, create stillness and mindfulness in your practices, and you will gain great wisdom from the energies around you. You don't need to go out and search for this energy. It will find you if it hasn't already. But be ready to listen and to take it on board because it could come and go before you even realize. Yeah. So there's something subtle needing attention that may have a certain window of time to it and come and go before you even realize it. So if you're not sure what this is related to for you, then take the advice that seems to be for this other person. Take some time to pause and reflect and think about the people, places, pets, things in your life and which of them might need attention. Think of the subtle signals that they may have been giving out, right? Okay. That is your reading, Gemini. I am just absolutely blown away. So mysterious, so exciting. Seems like a massive relief, but also like a big decision that's going to weigh on you. But you're capable of making the choice, right? Whether this be a choice between two things or between seven things, right? You know. You know, and you've made decisions in the past, and you'll be able to do this again. Perhaps for some of you, this decision has already been made. But yeah. All right. I'm going to close it out there. Thank you if you made it all the way through this video. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being with me. If you need anything from me, check the description or the pinned comment. And as always, take care of yourselves. Keep your heart open. Bye.